Stop worrying about time. The more you worry about time, the more time you lose. And really, time is not even real. Time is a man-made thing. You ever wonder why sometimes it feels like time is moving by slow? Sometimes it feels like it's moving by fast. That's because it's not real. Life is really just a succession of events. And we as humans use time to measure those events. But there's no such thing as time in the spiritual realm. Focus on the task, not the time. Practice being present. Practice being in a flow state. When you obsess and stress about time, that steals your joy. That steals your peace because you're not being present. You're worried about the future, or you're dwelling on the past. Oh, I should have did this by this age, or I should have did this by this time. I was supposed to get all these tasks done today and I only got 5 out of 7 done. Stop. Life is more than just doing tasks. Life is more than just, oh, I have to do this by this timeline, and if I don't, then I'm a failure. It's like, no, life is a journey. Who are you competing with? Who are you racing? It's 7 or 8 billion people on this planet. If you comparing yourself to one person, you might as well compare yourself to all 7 other billion people. Do you understand how crazy that sounds? Who told you that you had to do certain things by a certain age? Who told you that if you don't do this by this time, your life is ruined? That's all in your head. And if you truly trust God, you moving off God's timing. Human timing is very different than God's timing. When you on God's timing, you move off the spirit. You are constantly in a flow state, and a lot of times you can do things exactly at the time you said you was going to do it, and guess what? Shit still hit the fan. Do you understand how many times I've said, I'm going to do this by this time, and then this time I'm going to do this, and that time I do that, and then this day I'm going to do this, and shit does not go my way, but guess what? God still makes a way. It all works out in the end, and I just be laughing because I'm like, Lord, you are so creative. You are so outside the box. And he will make things happen for you at the very last minute just to test your faith. And there's days where I'm just like, F the time. I don't care about the time. Of course, I'm going to be mindful, but at the same time, I'm not going to be obsessive. If I said I was going to leave the house at 10 and I don't end up leaving till 11, it is what it is. Guess what? I had to make sure I got my mind right before I left the house. So if that took me to 11 o'clock, like I said, it is what it is. I'm going to just trust God, and guess what? Anytime I do that, he works things out in my favor to where I didn't have to toil and force things and stress. He had it all taken care of. And I know some people don't have that luxury because they're like, I work a 9 to 5, so I got to be at work at 9 o'clock. But here's the thing. Wake up earlier. If you want to have more time, you don't want to feel like you're rushing, wake up earlier and be real with yourself. What are you doing when you first wake up in the morning? Are you on that phone scrolling? How much time are you doing that? How much time are you lollygagging? That's another thing. If you are so worried about time, you have to use your time wisely, and you have to value your time. When I was a kid, I constantly watched my mom be late to everything. Even work, she was late to work almost every day. Whatever job she worked, I don't know how she kept a job most of the time, but she did lose some because of that. But I constantly watched my mom be late to almost everything. But I also got to see what caused her to be late. And a lot of times it was her lollygagging. It was her sleeping in. It was her being on her phone. And I learned from that. And I'm going to be honest, I'm still working through my anxiety around time because, like I said, I witnessed my mom be late to almost everything. And I was so determined not to be like her. But then I had to realize, Kyla, you are a lot more responsible than your mom when it comes to your time management. So you need to relax and give yourself grace. Okay, you left the house 30 minutes later than you were supposed to. It's not the end of the world. A lot of times when I do leave the house way later than what I was supposed to, God ends up working things out for me. Things fall into place perfectly. And then the times when I leave the house on time, shit don't go my way. The The biggest thing when it comes to time stress is being real with yourself about how you're using your time, and to just trust the process. Trust God's timing. Stop obsessing over time. Time is not real. There are so many people who have died. They were pronounced dead and they came back to life. And guess what? All of them say that time is not real. Time is a man-made thing. So instead of obsessing about time, like I said, just trust the process and make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So cut out all the distractions. Stop worrying about what everybody else got going on and be intentional with your time. Be mindful about how you use your existence. I love y'all. See y'all soon. Bye.